Welcome to the Lighthouse Theater. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Todd Grisham, and watching this live with me is Johnny Nelson.
The pleasure's always mine, my friend.
It's time for our tale of the tape. And in this corner, it's Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. This former middleweight champion of the world comes in at 6'1" with a reach of 74 inches. And he'll be facing Sugar Ray Leonard. Can you imagine? He's got a reach of 70 inches, and he stands 175 centimeters tall.
Nobody knows who's going to win. You can have an argument for the winner on both sides, but this is that fight. We'll be talking about this fight.
Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. It's Sugar Ray Leonard. A fight.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner,
and this one has all of those big fight feels you want from a prize fight. Here we go.
Todd, it's one of my favorite venues. You can't get a better place to fight.
What a great... You can't imagine how bad these fighters want to get their hands on each other. Stiff jab. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. We welcome you to this beautiful theater. Shakespeare has nothing on the drama that we've seen between these two fighters. We expect a standing ovation when these two are done.
You're getting everything tonight, and you know what? When you're in a theater, you know you've got to perform. There's no cutting corners. There's no making up excuses, because you're going to be so transparent, so laid out there.
Nice counter. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
This is a high-octane battle. And that jab just missed with the left hand. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
To beat a counter puncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
Nice counter shot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Plant in that last round. And there's the bell to start round 2. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Throws the jab, it doesn't score. Good counter punch. Look at the footwork, the hand speed. This is the best that the middleweight division has to offer. This fighter focuses on that outside game. You don't see them get hit too often. You don't see them in trouble a lot, but that's what their mantra is.
This is what makes outside fighters so good. Their footwork is second to none. It's as fast as their hands.
A very competitive round here so far.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
The bravery being shown here is just incredible. You'd like to see more jabs. Good defense on that left hook. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about planting that round. On to the third. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Punches coming from every angle. They both want a knockout, you can tell. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr. I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Punch caught him clean. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about planting that last round. They got the momentum. On to the fourth we go. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Nice counter shot. When are we going to see a jab from these two? They have no respect for each other's punching power. The perfect counter lands. And he scores with the counter. Every time they drop their guard. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about planting that last round. Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the fifth. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Punch, counter punch. It's all offense all the time. Punch, counter punch. These two fighters are made for one another. Throwing a hook, but nice defense there. Nice counter shot. Talk about planting that last round.
Come on, switch on, switch on.
There's the bell to start round 6. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight, it's the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace, you can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Do you believe this? And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Insane action. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about planting that last round.
I think we fight that round.
Here comes round 7. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
That big hook doesn't land. That counter punch caught him clean. For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Trying to land that jab. Beautiful counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about planting that round. And we enter the 8th round. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
He misses with that jab. Nice counter shot. There's a scoring blow. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to thinking. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket them.
They exchange punches. A perfect counter lands. Punch, counter punch. Nice counter shot. Another win, another unanimous decision victory.
This